So we don't have a Sony A7S III yet, but what we do have is a Sony A7 III, which is a great camera for photo and video. And today I'm going to tell you what lens you should get if you have a Sony A7 III. What lens would that be? That's the Tamron 28-75, baby. So this lens, honestly, if you own an A7 III and don't have this lens, you're missing out on a lot. This lens is a really great photo and video lens. It covers a really wide spectrum from landscapes to wedding photography to wedding video to vlogging to everything. Like this lens, if you need one lens that kind of does it all for your A7 III, this lens is the one. The focal length is great on this lens, 28-75. You can go wide on the 28, get in on the action with the 75mm. Autofocus works great on the lens, even though it's a third-party lens. It's not a Sony native lens. It still works great with the Sony, and it's quick and reliable. Now, I know this lens has been out for a while, and some people have made videos on it, but I do want to talk about why this lens, to me, is one of the best overall lenses you can get for this camera. Now, the competitor to this lens, which is going to cost you a lot more than this lens will, is the Sony 24-70 G Master lens, which is a great lens as well. It's a great piece of glass, but if you're on a budget and need something that's reliable and good quality, this Tamron lens won't disappoint. Now, it doesn't have the custom buttons like the Sony native lenses do, like the autofocus, manual focus switch, and the custom button on there, but it's nothing that you're gonna miss out on. Like, if you have it, it's nice. If you don't, it's not gonna kill you, and it's not a deal breaker to me, at least. I've used this lens for a variety of situations, from corporate videos to weddings to vlogging. I mean, I'll get back to the vlogging thing. Handheld, get in tight, go wide. Gimbal, same thing, get in tight, go wide. It's a great lens. It's not crazy heavy, and it's light, and it works great. The photos you will get out of this lens are also really good. Especially when you're out at 75, it'll make a great portrait lens as well. The compression of the lens and the bokeh and everything, it looks amazing. Good contrast, good sharpness, and the compression is great on it. Same goes for video. When you're out at that 75mm, it looks great. I mean, lens compression is pretty freaking awesome as it is already. So having the ability to do that with this lens is a plus. As far as vlogging, I have used it vlogging, sticking your hand out, pointing the camera at you. For some people, they might think it's a little too tight, too close on your face. You need something wider, and for some people, it's fine. Personally, I use a 16mm, Sigma 16mm when I can to vlog, but if this is the only lens I have and I'm like, I'm only gonna take one lens out today while I'm vlogging or whatever, and I need to use this, definitely don't have a problem using this. With the focal range at 28, it's a little tight. It's not the end of the world. It works, and it gives me the ability to get tight on something that I might see while I'm out or whatever and get some B-roll, and I'm covered for the day with one lens from 28-75. Like, another thing too as well, since this is a full frame lens, once you're out all the way at 75mm and you think you need to get even closer, you can hit that APS-C mode on your Sony A7 III, give you a 1.5 crop, and now you're at about 112mm with this lens. So essentially on the Sony A7 III and this lens, you have a 28-112mm if you really need to, and you don't lose too much quality. It looks great. It doesn't look bad. The glass on the lens produces a great image. It's high quality, and it gives you good sharpness and contrast in your images and footage. The F2.8, some people might think that this might be a little too high for like night photos or anything like that, but honestly, 2.8 is not bad at all with the Sony A7 III. Since the Sony A7 III can handle low light pretty good, you won't have too much of a problem shooting at night with the Tamron 2.8. I've shot a lot of things at night and I just kind of boost my ISO and you don't get too much grain. Depending on what picture profile or anything you're on, sometimes I don't shoot with a picture profile if it's just like really dark outside, and you still get a good image. Honestly, 2.8 is kind of a standard for a lot of like cinema lenses as well. It's a great middle ground for nice bokeh and keeping things in focus. The build quality on this lens is pretty good. It's not the most rugged, greatest build quality, but it's not the worst either. It's just right in the middle. It's lightweight, not too heavy. You're already carrying a heavy camera, plus adding a heavy lens, it kind of gets tiring throughout the day, but it's a lightweight lens. The zoom ring is smooth, the focus ring is smooth as well, so that's great for video. Overall, I think the Tamron 28-75 is one of the best lenses you can buy for the Sony A7 III, just because of its versatility, the price, and it's a great lens, to be honest, and it's gonna cover you for a lot of scenarios when you're out on a job, run and gun, whatever. And for the price, you can't beat it. Compared to the 24-70 G Master, you're gonna spend like $2,000 on that, compared to like $800 or $900 I think it's at right now. You just can't beat that, honestly. So yeah, if you own a Sony A7 III, you need to buy one of these lenses, try it out, find a friend that has it, get your hands on it. I promise you'll love it. And if you want to watch more videos from me, click on either of these two videos here, and don't be a butthole and subscribe.